Hello and welcome. You're watching Market Express and I'm your host Himakshi Bahugna. Now let's get straight into the show. Viewers, benchmark indices end the session lower. The Nifty ends below 22,500 mark, whereas the Sensex ends below 74,200 levels. Broader markets underperform benchmarks. Now, all sectoral indices barring FMCG end with cuts. Realty index cracks the most, followed by PSU banks and auto. The rupee ends weak by 45 paise after opening sharply lower. This comes amid the dollar weakening to a 4-month low on global tensions. IndusInd Bank cracks two multi-year lows after the Reserve Bank extends tenure of Sumant Katpalia as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer for a shorter term. The banking regulator on Friday approved the reappointment of Katpalia as the Managing Director and CEO of the bank for 1 year with effect from March 24, 2025 till March 23rd of 2026. IndusInd Bank had sought approval for his position for a period of 3 years. This is the second time that the RBI has approved his extension by a shorter term than what was sought. In 2023, the regulator cleared only a 2-year term for Katpalia. The big story is Gensol Engineering. The stock melts over 56% in just over a month, wiping off 1,600 crore rupees of market capitalization. The free fall in the stock was induced after the promoter sell 9 lakh shares or divest 2.37% equity worth 330 crore rupees. The first trigger came on March 3rd when rating agency Brokerage downgraded the ratings of Gensol Engineering's long and short-term bank facilities to a Care D. The credit rating given to issuers who are in default or expected to be in default. Another credit downgrade from ICRA raises concerns on the company's corporate governance practices and liquidity position. This is one of the reasons why the stock tanked between March 3 and March 5. CLSA upgrades Infosys to outperform with a target of 1,978 rupees on the stock. The company's discretionary demand revives across verticals. While a weak Q4 seasonality is priced in, the on-ground demand resilience intact. Tariff-related uncertainty could lead to wider growth guidance for FY26. Bank of America bets heavily on auto giants M&M, Maruti and Eicher. BofA believes that two-wheelers have made a sharp U-turn and markets don't like the share loss at all. On the other hand, four-wheelers slip into a slow lane as Tesla grabs all the attention. Tata Power's arm, Tata Power Renewable Energy, signed a Memorandum of Understanding or the MOU with the Andhra Pradesh government to develop up to 7,000 megawatt of renewable energy projects. The estimated investment in these projects are for 49,000 crore. The investment amount makes it one of the largest renewable energy investments in the state. In a big blow to IREDA, the RBI declines the company's request for equity investment in the 900 megawatt Upper Karnali hydroelectric power project in Nepal. The company said that it will submit its request again. Morgan Stanley is betting big on Reliance. The brokerage firm maintains overweight on the company with a target of 1,606 rupees. RIL's earnings have seen multiple legs of recovery since last quarter. Morgan Stanley thinks that the company has seen more evidence of recovery at refining and certain chains of chemicals. RIL's attractive valuations and earnings recovery makes the company a top pick. Jefferies is bullish on India's defense capex trend. Indian government ramps up the capital expansion with 87% growth in defense. Capex ex-telecom and the Department of Economic Affairs is up 10% year-on-year versus 5% revised estimates. Jefferies believes that the government will closely monitor industrial stocks given the weak first half. Now, speaking about the BEL, Jefferies maintains a buy stance on the company with a target price of 325 rupees. The buy stance comes amid higher orders from the company. Jefferies says that the company announces 580 crore rupees order flow and needs another 11,300 crore rupees in March to April 2025 to meet its guidance. Now, Jefferies is of the view that the global news on rising defense spend may be a near-term trigger for the company. Now for metals, Jefferies maintains buy on Tata Steel and Hindalco, maintains a hold stance on JSW Steel. The positive view comes amid a variety of reasons. Stock outperformed driven by optimism on China recovery, expectation of safeguard duty on steel in India and aluminium prices holding up well. Asian Steel spread remains 20% below long-term average and has scope to expand. Jefferies thinks that any safeguard duty can provide support, boosting margins and valuations. Vascon Engineers launches residential project called Vascon Orchids in Mumbai. It has an expected gross development value of 300 crore rupees. The project will comprise 3 wings featuring 2 and 3 BHK homes. Mphasis partners with SecPort, SaaS-based cybersecurity products and technology company. As a part of this partnership, Mphasis will offer disruptive vulnerability management services for its clients through SecPort's CenterNow CVM platform. Now, through this partnership, Mphasis aims to help enterprises overcome challenges such as delayed risk identification and increasing backlog of remediation and inefficiencies caused by siloed products in vulnerability management. The company's appeal court, NCLAT, upheld the delisting of the ICICI Securities from stock exchanges, dismissing appeals by Quantum Mutual Fund and an individual investor. ICICI Securities shareholders in March 2024 approved its plan to delist from the stock exchanges and merge with its parent, ICICI Bank. Quantum Mutual Fund had approached NCLAT in September to oppose ICICI Securities delisting, citing concerns over its impact on the minority shareholders. Earlier, the Ahmedabad bench of the NCLAT had approved the delisting, dismissing the fund's objections. Schneider Electric will be investing 15.8 crore rupees in South Bihar Power Distribution Company for capacity addition of ring main units. The partnership actually aims to modernize and enhance the state's power distribution network as part of a joint effort. The deployment is to enhance distribution power reliability and 550-volt passage indicators, that are the FPIs, on overhead lines to improve fault detection and response times. IT employees in Bengaluru affiliated with the Karnataka IT States and or the ITES Employees Union protested at the Freedom Park on Sunday, demanding a better work-life balance and no overtime. This followed recent comments from IT leaders endorsing 70 to 90 hour of work weeks. Protesters burnt posters of Infosys CEO Narayan Murthy and Larsen & Toubro's Chief Executive S.N. Subramaniam after involving in a scuffle with police officers who were opposing burning of the posters. Workers chanted slogans, Narayan Murthy and Subramaniam, "We will burn your greed in the streets. We are workers, not slaves, and we will crush the greedy corporates." Coforge announces the launch of a generative AI center of excellence in Greater Noida in a partnership with ServiceNow. The initiative combines Coforge's AI framework, Quasar, with ServiceNow AI agents to help organizations leverage AI-driven insights and improve operational efficiency. Now, the COE will enable customers to develop and scale AI solutions for industry-specific challenges across financial services, insurance, healthcare, and travel sectors. SEBI will hold its board meeting on March 24. This makes the first board meet under new chairman Tuhin Kanta Pandey, who took charge on March 2nd, according to people familiar with the matter. All departments have been asked to submit their proposals by March 5. While the agenda is yet to be finalized, the people said that adding discussions are expected to focus on improving the ease of doing business. SEBI has been working on simplifying regulations to enhance efficiency and transparency for market participants, including investors and companies. The meeting may address streamlining process and reducing compliance burdens. Mumbai's Ring Road project receives funding commitments worth $2.5 billion. The largest lenders on the deal are REC, NBFID and IIFCL. Disbursement of the credit facilities will happen in stages and the road construction will start in the next financial year by April. Maharashtra Finance Minister Ajit Pawar presents the state budget in the Assembly for financial year 2025-2026, reiterates the government's stance on this being a big bang budget for the state. Amid green lighting key projects, the Maharashtra government proposes new industrial policy to focus on 40 lakh crore rupees investment and generation of 50 lakh jobs. Additionally, the state budget proposes motor vehicle tax of 1% on the vehicles below 30 lakh rupees and 6% on vehicles above 30 lakh rupees announced in the Maharashtra budget. Gensol, an ambulance service company, announces partnering with Zomato to provide emergency medical services. With a massive network of 25,000 ambulances operating much like cab aggregators, this innovative fleet includes some 5G-enabled ambulances, aiming to integrate all vehicles onto a 5G platform for enhanced connectivity and efficiency. Now, the network offers both basic and advanced, that is, the cardiac ambulances, ensuring the medical assistance is just a call away. Regardless of the situation, the Gensol's platform aims to provide emergency services within 15 minutes. To prevent overcharging during emergencies, Gensol has implemented a fixed pricing model for ambulance services with no surge pricing, ensuring fair and transparent cost for all the users. Now, with new therapeutic cancer vaccine, autogene cevumeran has been developed to treat pancreatic cancer. Unlike preventive vaccines, this personalized treatment is given to patients who already have a tumor. It uses mRNA technology to train the immune system to attack cancer cells, potentially reducing the risk of recurrence after surgery. The study published in Nature highlights promising early results. A study published in The Lancet warns that nearly 60% of the world's adult population could be overweight or obese by 2050 if no action is being taken. Researchers from the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation found that obesity rates have surged from 929 million in 1990 to 2.6 billion in 2021. Without intervention, this number could reach 3.8 billion by 2050, making obesity a major global health crisis. Mumbai Metro 1 is set to introduce a shuttle service between Andheri and Ghatkopar to improve frequency and ease of congestion during peak hours. A recent trial run showed promising results, with officials analyzing data to optimize future operations. The move comes in response to commuter feedback, as 87.5% of the peak hour passengers travel on this busy stretch. Indian pharmaceutical market has delivered marginally lower revenue at 7.5% year-on-year in February 2025 compared to 8.7% year-on-year in January 2025. Overall growth in February was driven by growth in price and new launches, while volume growth continued to remain muted at negative 0.2% year-on-year. Now, year to date in FY25, IPM reported growth at an average of 7.3% year-on-year, led by price growth at 5.5%, new launches growth at 2.7%, and volume growth at negative 0.8%. Now, among the top 10 therapies, cardiac, gastro, neuro, CNS, and derma outperformed in the IPM growth, while weak growth was seen in anti-infectives, respiratory, and gynec therapies in February. Lupin launches generic heart drug in the US. Rivaroxaban N tablets is used to treat and prevent deep venous thrombosis, a condition in which harmful blood clots form in the blood vessels of the legs. The generic is bioequivalent to Janssen's Xarelto. The US drug regulator inspects JB Chemicals and Pharma facility in Gujarat. The inspection that took place between March 3rd to 7 concluded with no observations and no Form 483 was issued. Neogen Chemicals slashes growth outlook for FY26 amid fire at the Dahej plant. The company revises the FY25 revenue guidance to 765 to 800 crore versus guidance of 800 to 825 crore rupees. Now, FY26 revenue guidance revised to 775 to 850 crore rupees. The earlier guidance for FY26 was 952,000 crore rupees. Bodil Chemicals jumps after the anti-dumping duty on imports of trichloroisocyanuric acid or the TCCA Bodil Chemicals is the only producer of TCCA products in India. The anti-dumping duty imposition will add 50 rupees to 60 crore rupees per annum in total turnover starting from financial year 2025 to 2026. Shah Rukh Khan has won a legal battle against the Income Tax Department with the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal ruling in his favor. The dispute stemmed from taxes related to his 2011 film Ravan, with the authorities challenging his declared income of 83.42 crore rupees and rejecting his foreign tax credit claims for taxes paid in the UK. On the 16th day of rescue efforts, authorities recovered the body of one of the 8 men trapped in the collapsed Sri Shalom left bank canal tunnel in the Telangana. The victim, identified as Gurpreet Singh from Punjab, had been stuck since collapse on February 22nd. Chief Minister Revant Reddy announced an ex gratia of 25 lakh rupees for his family. Vizianagaram MP Kalisetti Appala Naidu has announced a 50,000 rupees cash incentive for women having a third child and a cow for those delivering a boy, funding it from his salary. His offer, made at an International Women's Day event, has gone viral. The move aligns with Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu's push to boost population growth in South India. He also announced that maternity leave will now apply to all women regardless of the number of children they have. Double blow for Air India. In the first, an Air India flight en route from Mumbai to New York was forced to turn back after receiving a bomb threat in the morning. The flight AI-119, which was carrying 322 people, including 19 crew members, safely returned to Mumbai after a potential security threat was detected mid-flight. In the second incident, another Air India flight from Chicago to Delhi was forced to circle back to Chicago due to a technical snag. Alternative arrangements were made in the time for the passengers to take them to their destination. A total lunar eclipse, or the blood moon, will occur late Thursday, turning the moon a deep red for over an hour. This will be the last total lunar eclipse visible in the US until March 2026, making it a must-see event for the sky watchers. India and the European Union will begin their 10th round of free trade agreement negotiations in Brussels today. With the deal targeted for completion this year, talks will focus on resolving key issues amid concerns over potential US tariff hikes under the Trump administration. After more than 9 years in power, Justin Trudeau is stepping down as Canada's Prime Minister. Former central banker Mark Carney has won the Liberal Party leadership race with a decisive 86% of the vote, defeating Chrystia Freeland. Carney now faces the challenge of navigating a trade war with the US under President Donald Trump while preparing for an upcoming general election. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made a sarcastic remark about his attire on Sunday while speaking at an award ceremony. The event took place weeks after a tense exchange with the former US President Donald Trump, who had criticized his choice of clothing during a White House meeting. In a video released by the Ukrainian presidency, Zelensky ended his speech by jokingly saying, "Sorry, I'm not in a suit," which was met with smiles and applause from the audience. Israel has ordered an immediate halt to Gaza's electricity supply to pressure Hamas into releasing hostages. A week after blocking all aid to the region, Hamas condemned the move as blackmail. Despite sporadic violence, both sides have avoided full-scale war since the truce ended on March 1. Hamas is calling for immediate negotiations to reach a permanent ceasefire. US federal immigration authorities have detained Mahmoud Khalil, a prominent pro-Palestinian activist and recent Columbia University graduate. Khalil, a US green card holder of Palestinian heritage, played a key role in last year's campus protest. His arrest marks a sharp escalation in President Trump's crackdown on what he calls anti-Semitic campus activity. Khalil's lawyer has vowed to challenge the detention in the court. A man who scaled London's Big Ben while holding a Palestinian flag was arrested after spending 16 hours on the landmark. First spotted early on Saturday morning, he remained barefoot on a ledge despite police and emergency crews urging him to come down. His identity has not yet been disclosed. Russia launched 119 attack drones on Ukraine overnight following a deadly weekend of aerial assaults that killed at least 24 people. Ukraine's Air Force intercepted most of the drones, but strikes hit multiple regions. In response, Ukraine launched its own drone attacks into Russia, prompting airspace restrictions in several cities. Another gem has been added to the Indian cricket team's crown. Men in blue defeat the Kiwis in the ICC Champions Trophy final, winning it for the second time. Captain Rohit Sharma was awarded the man of the match. He scored 76 runs out of 83 balls. After winning the title, Indian team captain Rohit Sharma announced that all rumours which are going of his retirement announcement are false and he is going to play the one-day internationals. Under his captaincy, India won their second Champions Trophy title. Previously, they won in 2013 under MS Dhoni's captaincy. Well, with that, it's a wrap on Market Express. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit as there's more lined up ahead.
Very warm welcome to you all for this NDTV Profit Conclave, which is themed on Viksit Bharat.
A life which is both taking care of your material needs and taking care of your altruistic needs. That will be the true definition of Viksit Bharat.
In my view, we are already out of that slowdown.
For every unloam, you have to have vilom. You can't just keep doing up and up in the breathing also. You have to come down. So the correction and healthy correction is a very, very integral part of the market.